Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So in this video I'm going to tell you a few reasons why you should actually pick up the G4 over the S6 Edge. Let's take a look. So what I want to do is tell you my reasons why I would pick the G4 over the S6 Edge. And I think this is going to be a no-brainer, but the first one is the camera. The camera on the G4 far exceeds the S6 camera. I took several photos and videos, and it's just clear that the 1.8 aperture camera on the on the G4 is much better than the Galaxy S6. It took me a long time to accept this, but I finally did. I kept shooting photos, I kept taking pictures. I did it in manual mode, I did it in auto mode, I did 4K. I did everything I could to try to produce the same colors on the S6, and it just would not happen. I showed photos to people and asked them to choose which one was better, and they picked the G4. Also, the camera on the front of the G4 is an 8 megapixel, and it takes stunning photos. I couldn't believe how well the G4's camera really did. So for that's one reason why I think you should pick the G4 over the S6. Next, it's going to be battery. The G4 has an actual removable battery, and I think that's a huge plus. I'm going to do it right here on camera. If I can get my case off, I should have got the case off. So the G4 has a removable back. Removable back, removable battery. If that's not a huge plus, I don't know what a huge plus is. Some people might say that this is not a big deal, but even if it did not have a removable battery, the battery on the G4 is much better than it is on the S6. Why? Because it has a 3,000 milliamp battery, and it doesn't have any kind of power saving mode, but it lasts all day and then some with no charge needed. I really made it through nearly a day and a half and still had about 30 or 40% left, I believe. So this battery is a 3,000 milliamp battery. It's really good. It's really strong. And I would say yes, the G4 definitely does better in the battery category than the S6 Edge. Next, while I got this back off, I'm going to tell you about the memory options. The G4 doesn't have very many memory options, but it comes with 32 gigs built on, and it can take up to a 128 gig card. The S6 doesn't have that option at all. It just has memory options of 32, 64, and 128, which is great, but once you get that and you hit that limit, you're done. If you're a person who does a lot of photos and videos and you use your cell phone and you like to swap out SD cards, I keep several SD cards around. I have a lot of 64 gigs, but this 32 gig phone is more than enough. For the average consumer, 32 gigs is a lot of memory. 16 I found should just be eliminated. I don't know why companies make phones with 16 gigs anymore, because they use up about 7 of that or 6 of that with the system files. So at least a 32 gig phone should be running the market now, and there should be no 16 gig phones. Apple. Alright, so that's another reason why you should actually pick the G4 over the S6. Memory options. Now, the next thing is pretty simple. More screen real estate. This is a 5.1 inch display, and this is a 5.5 inch display. I didn't say resolution, I said real estate. Playing games and watching movies and videos on a 5.5 inch display is always going to be more pleasing to the eye because you get more, and I think that's a great thing. The last thing is pricing. This is a 64 gig Galaxy S6 Edge, and this is a G4 that comes in a 32 gig. But I have memory options. But the pricing is what hits. The 32 gig version of the S6 Edge is $779. Well, if you haven't heard about the pricing on T-Mobile, this phone is going to be $599, I believe. That is a great deal. SD card slot, $599, a bigger screen, better battery, superior cameras. I don't know, it's kind of a no-brainer. Now, I obviously love the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge, but I paid $879 for the 64 gig. The 32 gig is $779. And I got the S6 variant as well, and that starts off at $679, which is still more than the G4. So it kind of seems like the G4 is the better purchase, right? I would say so. If you want a high-end device and you don't want to break your bank too much, well, I believe this phone is actually going to be $599 on T-Mobile. Don't know about Sprint, don't know about AT&T, but $599 for a device like this that's much better than the previous version, I would just grab it right away. So there are some reasons why I think you should get the LG G4 over the S6 Edge. I'll see you guys in the next video, and be sure to stay tuned for my reversal where I do the thing, you know, and tell you why you should get the Edge over the G4. Take care, guys.
Alright guys, I appreciate you joining me in another video. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this, and thumbs up. And I will see you in the next video. Take care.